Happy Thursday, Houston. I'm KHOU 11 meteorologist Kim Castro. We are going to break down your weather story at great length. We are talking about a couple more rain chances in the mix, but now we're really going to switch up the weather story and focus more on the heat and the humidity coming back. Okay, today's rain chance is pretty minimal. Is it 20% or less? I think for the most part, the sunshine is going to take center stage. Certainly doing that in Galveston. Look at the beautiful shot this afternoon, bright blue sky there, and then a mixture of sun and clouds pretty much everywhere else. So that's a snapshot of the Gulf Freeway. Right now we're sitting at 88 degrees. You'll notice a couple of these clouds starting to thicken, so maybe you see a little sprinkle out of that. Hobby Airport looks in the clear for now, 88 degrees there, and here's a shot looking out from our studios on Westheimer and Chimney Rock out towards the Galleria, and then eventually that downtown skyline looking beautiful. 88 right now at Bush Intercontinental Airport. We're significantly warmer than where we were yesterday, about 14 degrees. So the benefit with getting rain is that we saw the rain-cooled air, and outdoor activities yesterday were bearable. I say that from experience. I went on a little run and it was a lot nicer outside. Not as hot, not as humid. Today it is hot and it is humid. It feels like 93 degrees. For the next 3 days, we will see more heat and humidity than rain chances, although factor in the potential for some showers tomorrow. I'm raising that rain chance to at least 30% on your Friday. This is going to be on and off morning, afternoon, and maybe even an evening storm as well. We've already seen a lot of rain this week. Here's a look at some of the totals that we saw across the area for your Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. About 2 inches at Bush, a little bit more than that at Hobby. We saw 3 inches in Sugar Land, League City 3 inches, 2 in Pearland, and a little bit more than an inch in Galveston. So the gamut, but pretty good downpours throughout the week. But at least it was just rain that was manageable here, because it was a totally different story for Austin. Maybe you know somebody that lives in the area and told you about this. I mean, a pretty strong cell passed through there with some large hail. So here's a look at the hail signature. I mean, it started off with quarter-sized hail, then it was golf ball, and then look at these impulses with some grapefruit, baseball-sized hail. I mean, some of the hail cores there did some damage. Luckily, it is much more quiet along the I-35 corridor and for us here in Houston on this Thursday afternoon. That being said, plan for the lightest shower as you head over to Dyken Park today. Otherwise, it's going to be such a beautiful day for the Astros to beat the Rays. That game starts at 7:10. The high temperature today makes up to 90. By the time the game gets going, you're going to be mostly sunny and temperatures are going to be in the upper 80s. But with humidity, just remember, it feels a little bit hotter than that. So I think 87 is still going to feel like the 90s. And then by 9 o'clock, that's when temperatures are actually going to be and feel in the 80s. Today's forecast, if you're not going to the game, 93 if you live in Bel Air and Hunters Creek. Copperfield makes it up to 94 degrees. Find your area here. If you live in Hunters Creek, 93. If you live in Jacinto City, same thing. Pasadena, 92. We'll make it up to 91 in Tomball and in Cypress. Low 90s is the general trend for most of us. Notice upper 80s for Bay City, for Livingston, and closer towards the bay and the coastline. The immediate coastline, Galveston, only gets up to 82 degrees today. Most of us are going to see sunshine and minimal rain. The month of May has seen quite a bit of heat, and I think today's high temperature of 90 degrees is going to put us on the map again with another above average day. The days that were below average are the days that we saw some good downpours, but notice those were kind of few, far and in between. So with the normal days, heat has really taken center stage. And because we have very minimal rain chances today, that's why those high temperatures are going to climb up into the low 90s. So there's your spotty shower potential right at 3:30 for 288, so near Angleton, and then we could see some of that moisture try to get closer towards the city center. The highest potential for that, I think, is going to be right around your commute home. So maybe you feel a couple of sprinkles, maybe you see some of those drop it down on your windshield wipers, but that's it. Severe threat is going to be mainly far west of us. We are on the very low risk of seeing any strong storms, but that isolated pocket could bring you some gusty wind. And there's the possibility of some small hail, but again, that's really mainly out west. For tomorrow, there's still that level 1 threat, but at this point, it really scoots off closer towards the coastline. Future track radar shows us we're tracking a front tomorrow. Starts to bring us some showers north of the city for the morning commute. That's a snapshot at 8:30. And as that front continues to push in, so do the rain chances by 1 o'clock, so lunchtime. I think we could see some showers moving into Harris County. By about 2, 3, 4 o'clock, a lot of the shower potential starts to rise south of the I-10 corridor. So southern Harris County could still see some rain showers, and then that moves down Lake City towards Galveston. The good thing with the front that is moving in here, it is going to drop humidity. Just a little bit, but we'll take whatever we can get. By tomorrow night, dew points are going to be in the 60s. That's a little bit humid, but more comfortable than the 70s. 70s signal the air mass is more tropical than anything. So over the next 5 days, we break it down like this. Today, a very isolated chance for a shower. On your Friday, a 30% chance, so a little bit more scattered. You could see some more activity for your Friday, and then the weekend gets quiet. We're going to see this ridge build in. So we go back into the 90s. We're definitely going to see heat make a return, but because this is a quote-unquote soft ridge, there are opportunities for some troughs to dig into the ridge and some rain chances to sneak back into the forecast. So we'll be tracking overall a drier pattern as we head into next week, but certainly watching a couple of showers in the mix. Spotty rain for tomorrow, and then hurricane season begins on Sunday. So let's get you caught up with what is happening in the tropics. For us, we are not expecting to see any development over the next 7 days. This time of year, we rely on that good Saharan dust that tracks along the Atlantic, and that really suppresses formation of tropical systems, so we're glad to see that it's doing its thing. However, we're keeping an eye on the Pacific side as well. We usually, are much more focused on the Atlantic for any direct impacts towards us. However, this is the first storm of the season, so I'm going to tell you about it. Tropical Storm Alvin. Right now, it has 40 miles an hour winds, so still on the weak side. It's moving towards the northwest at 10 miles an hour, and so I show you this because if you had plans to sneak away this weekend and maybe go to Mexico, perhaps you're vacationing in Cabo with the kids, they're out for school, out for summer break rather, you might have a little bit of a wet weekend. So the remnant low from Tropical Storm Alvin is expected to get to Cabo by Saturday night. So some showers will be something that you dodge if you are planning to vacation there. Hey, Sunday is not only the start of hurricane season, but it is the start of meteorological summer. So that is when our temperatures really start cranking up, sun angle starts getting overhead, and we start to really get into that Houston heat. We've only had a taste of it for the month of May, and things are going to escalate as we head into June and July. Okay, full 70 forecast looks like this. Today's high temperature, 90 degrees, which is slightly above what's average for this time of year. An isolated shower is possible. I really think most of us are not going to see rain today. It's a bit of a break day for us. Tomorrow, that's when we have a front and a better chance to see a couple of storms rolling through here. Now, it's not going to be raining all day, so high temperatures will be pushing into the low 90s. When you do get the rain, you will see a brief rain-cooled air moving in, so that'll be nice, but overall pretty hot and humid for tomorrow. Because this is a front though, it is going to shave off some humidity and a little bit of warmth as we head into Saturday. So you will start off a little bit more mild for any outdoor activities. I'm going on a group run Saturday morning, so I like to see even a smidge drop in temperatures and humidity to start off the day. To wrap up the day though, heat will take center stage and those high temperatures do push up into the upper 80s. Now, Sunday. Still not tracking rain, but now we're starting to crank up the heat as that ridge of high pressure builds in. We start off at 70 degrees. We make it up to 92 for the high. And then Monday, even hotter, 75. That's going to be your starting point. Again, 90 for the high temperature. Notice Tuesday and Wednesday, we start to welcome back a couple of isolated rain chances. That's not going to be enough to cool down temperatures. In fact, we're going to get hotter. 76. will be your morning low on Tuesday. 78 will be your morning low on Wednesday. And notice both days we will climb up into the low 90s. So big picture, rain chances are scaling back and the heat is starting to crank up. Have a good day.